Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to talk about why your delivery model really doesn't matter. All right. So, we're just going to start this off by talking about the few different business models that are out there in this online space. There you can break this down almost infinitely in the sense of different combinations of certain things. And so, there may be something that I'm potentially leaving out, but I'm just going to talk about the core models and why it really doesn't matter which one you go with. Um, and so the first thing is let's talk about those models, right? So you essentially have three buckets. You've got the do it yourself type of model, which is, hey, go through these training videos, go through this course, read this book, right? Information, books are a product, courses, videos, do it yourself, templates for people to go through and implement themselves. You've got done with you, right? Which contains some information, some how to. If you do it efficiently, you'll have a combination of all three of these, by the way, which I'm going to get to. But the done with you is here's some stuff, here's the information, plus I'm going to customize and help you to implement this based on your scenario, based on your market, right? Now, there's different ways we can design the model of delivering all three of these components. So for the done with you, we can talk about one-on-one calls. We could talk about group coaching, right? There's different ways to be able to design the delivery of these models. And then there's the third one, which is done for you, right? Think of an agency. Think of what people are calling growth partners or info product growth agencies, right? I keep seeing this IPGA thing, right? IPGA, growth partners, growth operators, I've seen. And it's interesting because I've spent the last just over 4 years now actually doing that without even knowing it was a thing that people are teaching. So I've essentially been a growth partner, growth operator, if you will, behind the scenes of a coaching business for the last just over 4 years now as a partner. So I was thinking of it as just, hey, there's this company, there's this guy when I met him, Brandon. He had this little coaching business on the side because he had a real estate operation. He had a brokerage that he was growing, and he kind of coached and created some content on the side because he enjoyed it. And I actually went over to sell at the company, at the brokerage, to just sell real estate. But I had developed some other skills and learned some things throughout the years. And him and I had partnered up just haphazardly. Hey, he said to me, well, while you're bringing your business over here, your real estate business, I know you've got some of these skills in funnels and the systems and marketing and operations and kind of some of that stuff behind the scenes. Well, I've got this little coaching thing on the side that I'm trying to grow, but I'm spending a lot of time at this brokerage. So why don't you come in and build out, this funnel for me and we, and help me create all of this stuff. And long story short, him and I partnered on that. I got a percentage and we've grown the company. I think he doing 10, 15,000 a month kind of around the time I came in. We built out a funnel, created an offer, built out emails and automations and all that stuff, developed a sales process. And the next month after I came in and we sat down and we built some of that stuff, we did 68,000. And then within a few months, we were consistently doing 70, 80, 90,000 a month. And within 5 or 6 months, we were doing 100,000 a month, right? And within a year, we were doing 150. And then within 2.5, 3 years, we're doing 2 to 250, and now the business is doing 250 to 300 consistently. And so we just kind of did it together. Like I didn't really know it was a thing. And the way you can get paid on that can be different. Him and I have had 6 different ways I've been paid throughout the years. We would change it based on kind of what I was doing, what I was focusing on. I'd get paid on profit, then I'd get paid on revenue, then I'd get paid a flat rate plus revenue. And then I was just doing, once everything's built out now, hey, that's all built out. I'm just kind of maintaining it. Why don't I just focus on sales, but at a higher percentage because I would still kind of, fix and change or add on anything on the back end if we needed to. So I'd get paid a higher percentage of doing sales to spend my time throughout the day. So nonetheless, that's kind of the model that I've been a part of over the last 4.5 years. And now I'm starting my own company, helping coaches and creators and consultants to install some of the systems that we've figured out and built over the last 4 years. We've done over 10 million in sales now in that company, and so I'm helping other creators and coaches to install some of these things that have allowed us to support that capacity with a very small team. And I'm installing those types of things in my own business. Some of the marketing and content stuff, the offer and design, the delivery designer stuff to be able to deliver super valuable services and products to my clients without a ton of elbow grease or work hours from me. So it's all about the model and how you design it. Some of the stuff behind the scenes, some of the automations and things that I've got set up to help streamline a lot of it, and things like that. And so I've taken these systems and put them in my business, and I'm installing them in my clients' businesses too, to help them to do that, right? So the model that I've designed for myself is kind of a hybrid of all three. And in doing that and understanding that, like, you have to know that business is really simple. Like, and trust me, I'm one to tend to overthink and overlearn and overcomplicate. So it took me a while to come to grasps with this, is that people have a problem with something. Other people come up with solutions to those problems, and something happens in the middle to allow the problem from this person to go to the solution they're looking for because of this person. And so the middle part is the model or the delivery, and the steps they need to take to get that transformation. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's the space that many of you are probably in watching this video of coaching, course creation, marketing, sales, whatever the case may be. We tend to be in an echo chamber of thinking that, hey, this is how it's done. People make courses or they do coaching or whatever. But the same thing applies to putting a roof on your house. If you have a roof that needs to get put on your house, you've got a problem, and there's companies out there that have a solution to your problem. Now, in that type of scenario, you're probably not going to want to buy a course on how to install your own roof, right? Now, there are people, the DIYers out there, people who build homes, people who are in that world that might do it themselves, and they may try to go figure out how to do it themselves to save some money. But 9 times out of 10, understanding that market, I don't want to nail shingles into my roof. Like, let me just find someone who can do it for me. They've got a good product, they've got a fair price, and it's going to last. Then I give them the money, and the middle part is that they do it, And so, but I think what happens is in our space, it's been starting to become demonized, this whole coaching and training and courses type of space. A lot of it's becoming demonized. Oh, coaches, coaching coaches, coaching coaches type of thing, And I think it's being demonized incorrectly. Not that I think that it's a bad or a good thing. Depends on how you look at it, right? You could find good and bad things about all sides of it. But the problem is, in this world, we need to understand that the world is changing. Like with AI, with where things could be headed, imagine a world where 10, 15, 20 years from now, with artificial intelligence and all this talk of universal basic income and all these certain things, just pretend for a second, a world where people have to work less and less and less to survive and to get by. Imagine a world where your base expenses were covered and you didn't have to go out and work to feed yourself, to keep a roof over your head, right? What if that were the case? Well, now what? People are going to have no idea what to do with themselves. They're going to need help. They're going to need coaching. They're going to need to learn how to find purpose and meaning in their life. And so in that case, it is an incredible thing to offer training and services and coaches and coaching and courses of that nature. And even further, people who want to be able to offer their gifts to the world, they may have a gift. Like imagine you're an artist. Imagine you are an artist in the sense of you create incredible music. It's the most beautiful music that anybody's ever heard. But you don't know the first thing about distribution. You don't know the first thing about getting it on to Spotify or whatever. You want help learning how to do that, or you want someone to do it for you. And so that's where this world is headed. Okay? That's where the world is headed. So to sum this up, I don't care if you are getting into business to create courses, to coach people, to create a SMMA, to create a info product growth agency. It doesn't matter. Don't judge the vehicle. People have a problem and they need a solution. There's millions of people who have a problem that you can solve. You don't need that many of them to have a great income and make a great impact on the world. Let's say there's 1 million people who have a problem with wanting to get healthier, right? They want to get fitter. Well, a certain percentage of those people are going to want to be able to figure out themselves. They want to learn how to work out. They want to do the thing themselves. And they're going to want to buy some training and work out at home. There's a certain percentage of people who are going to want to be able to go to a gym, be in the environment, use the equipment, and go get the result that way. And then there's going to be a certain percentage of people that want to hire a personal trainer to have a high level of accountability, to really show up, to spend a lot of money to make sure they follow through with it. So it doesn't matter which of those vehicles you decide to jump into to deliver that transformation. You can create trainings and workout plans. You can go open up a gym. You can go become a personal trainer. It doesn't matter. People are going to need the solution you have. We just need to know where to find these people, how to articulate the problem they have, and how to position our solution as the obvious choice to them. Not because it's better or worse than the other solutions, but based on who they are and what they want, we're showing them the vehicle we have and how we can help them get there. And there's a lot of talk about, to wrap this up, this last thought, there's a lot of talk about being different and having a unique selling proposition or value proposition, or, Alex Hormozy's $100 million offers, right? And talking about, how to make your offer different and the guarantees and all this stuff. And that, by the way, that's an incredible book. I absolutely recommend you read it. But there's very few core problems in the world that people are trying to solve. The big three that are never going to change, that essentially all of us watching this video in business fall into one of these three categories: health, wealth, and relationships, right? And I'd actually put a fourth on there and say, maybe like happiness or like personal fulfillment, like kind of the inner world, right? Trying to become a better version, become happier, whatever the case may be. So those are really the four things. I don't care who you are, what you do, you're going to fall into one of those things. And there's not that many ways to solve. Now, no, let me take it back. There's many ways to solve those problems. But again, going back to the delivery model, the way we do that, there's a few. We're going to teach them how to do it. We're going to help them to do it. We're going to do it for them, right? And or a combination of all three. So you don't have to be different, really, in the sense of what you provide. It does not have to be different. If someone's trying to get in shape, they need to lift heavy things, consistently burn more calories than they intake, eat healthy. They got to just, do the right things. Whether they do it with you at a gym, by themselves, like those are the things they got to do. Same with business. You got to get attention. You got to find people who might have the problem you solve. You got to talk to those people. You got to sign them up to your product or service, and then you got to deliver the result. Like, you're either going to do it as an agency and do it for them. You're going to do it with them, coach them through it. You're going to teach them how to do it, guide them through it. There's really not that many ways to do it. What's different is who you are. Yeah, you and I can give the exact same product, the exact same service, and somebody's going to work with you over me because of who you are, or vice versa, right? At the end of the day, in a world full of sameness, you need to be fully you. And so that's where I'm going to wrap this video up. You need to be fully you, authentically you, talking about the problems you solve, talking about the solutions you have, how you do it, and let people decide. Okay? No more overthinking. Get in the game, get onto the playing field, and just talking about it. So that's it for this video, and we'll see you in the next one.